Hey, you YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Minecraft from the ground up. So in our last episode, we went over lots of crafting, and we went over the basic of making a quick shelter in a desert. You can also use that same thing using dirt, just pillar up at least 10 to 12 high, and then branch out on the edges so that spiders can't get you and you can survive the night. Anyway, check it out. I did it right that time. The next kind of shelter we're going to talk about is usually one you can do when you're just like in the side of a mountain. Let me just show you that real quick. So I'm just going to make it so we have a little taller area. I should probably make a shovel. So there's actually multiple variations of your other basic kind of shelter. One is you just simply dig into the side of a mountain. Let's just throw some dirt up here so we can... We got good over there? Yeah. Alright, so one is you can just burrow into the side of a mountain, like so. Dig in at least 2. You can place a block there to protect you, and then you'll want to probably dig over another 2 so that mobs that come up, they can't hit you. Another variation of this, if you want to be more aggressive, this is more passive. You want to spend the night just safe. A more aggressive way is more or less the same type of thing. You dig your 2, but then right in front, if this is cobble or something, you want to make sure that's dirt, and you actually dig down 1. And then you place a piece of dirt or cobble directly above you. And let's grab some cobble while we're here. So as you can see, we're just kind of hollowing out a little bit here. But what this hidey hole will do for you is it makes it so when mobs come up, only their legs show right here. And you just simply hit them with the sword, back up if it's a creeper, step to the side and such, and you can take them out. Oh, by the way, never use a pick to dig dirt, especially on the YouTube. Ooh, you'll get yelled at. So anyway, so this is the second type. A variation also of this is if we're in a giant flat area and don't have that luxury, we can always dig down real quick. So let's see, let's do it right here. So let's say we just dig a quick stair down and go down the third one. Now we can put a piece of dirt there. Mobs can't get us here. One nice thing about this is if you place a piece of dirt there, now if a mob comes to this hole, they fall in, they're actually stuck. They can't run away, so if you can just pound on their legs till your heart's content. The other thing you can do with this same type of idea is if you have a nice big square hole, you can actually do what's called a murder hole. And the way you do that is let's say we want to put a murder hole here. So this is the base where our mob will be actually, that's not the base where our mob will be standing. That's where we stand. Oops, don't use a pick. So we leave this one right here with dirt above it. These 2 that are straight ahead, we want to make sure that it's only 2 high. And what we do is we dig the one in front of us and the one there. And if you just do on the edge there, you can do the one there. So what happens is a mob, as they detect you and path to you, in this case, right here, they kind of wander in front of your hole, And if they see you, even better, because they'll come right up to it and you hit them and they'll come right back up. The other thing you can do sometimes is place a couple blocks here, and then they'll kind of wander here. They'll come up, they'll hit, but they won't be able to fall back. Also, that makes it a little easier to get their loot. In this way, where it was your stair and you just put in the top, you'll see they fall. Oops, I didn't want to do that one. I want to do that one. Let's do that again. Make sure you get it right. So in this case, they will pathfind to you and see that there's a little way down here. They'll try and get you. But once again, you can see they can't see you down in there, but they also can't escape. And a variation on that is to actually have them fall 3 deep, because then it's hopeless for them to get out. And as you can see, they can't get out at all. And you just hit their legs right there. So those are kind of your little murder hole type things, and you can incorporate those guys anywhere you want, and hopefully understand that. If not, leave a comment and I'll give more details. Generally, when I'm building my first hidey hole, it looks more like this, where there's a simple hole in front. Sometimes this is actually cobble. And let's see, boom, 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 something like that. And I might stick my other pieces there. And then when I go in for the night, I simply put a piece of dirt here. And if I choose to fight, I can fight them. If I choose to hide, I can just come in the edge of my little hole here and hide away. Whoops, quit using the pig, man. It's only a wooden pick, so not that big of a deal. So here you can see we have this nice little hidey hole. And as I said earlier, we did not find any coal. So we need to make charcoal so we can cook and we can have torches. And as you can see, because I've been doing stuff all day, I actually have some hunger showing up. Let me just see where I am. I kind of skipped a little extra because the flow went a lot better from what my document says. So anyway, like I was saying, you can make all these tools out of the same things, out of cobblestone, iron ingots. All you do is replace what we used wooden planks for with whatever the item is. So a sword would be cobble there and there, and our handle. And our pickaxe would be 3 across the top, and our handle. And you'll see we got it. Alright, and the next thing we're going to learn to build is a furnace or a smelter, or it's called all kinds of things. But how we do that is we basically make a donut of cobblestone. And there you can see we have a furnace. Now a furnace you can use to cook and smelt. So we have in our furnace, sorry about that, we have our item to be smelted or cooked, goes in this area right here. Down below is for our fuel, and over here is our results. Now different types of fuels burn at different rates, and let me just tell you, some of these, if you haven't played Minecraft before, you might not quite understand what it is. But for example, a sapling here will cook half of an item. So in order to cook 1 steak, we actually need 2 saplings. In other words, it'll cook half of it and we won't get a steak. So here we're cooking a steak, and you'll see that as this progression bar gets all the way to the end, we get a steak. Now the way these go is basically saplings will cook either half an item or for 5 seconds. So it's not like if I put 3 in there and I put in 2 items, it's not going to cook half that item. Once that's burnt out, it's gone. So especially at the beginning of the game, you might want to plan how you cook things to be more efficient. As you get further in the game, you just throw a piece of coal or something else in there and just cook, and what's wasted, no big deal because you have plenty. But like I said at the beginning of the game, not quite like that. So sticks and saplings both cook either for 5 seconds or 0.5 items, or half an item. Wooden tools, such as a pickaxe, sword, and the other tools, if it's a wooden tool, it will cook 1 full item or 10 seconds. So it takes 10 seconds to cook 1 item. Wooden planks, on the other hand, do 1.5. Coal, which is something you mine, and charcoal, we can make charcoal by, that will make 3 because I put in 2 planks, so it'll make exactly 3 charcoal. But coal and charcoal do the same. It's either 8 items or 80 seconds. Then as we get into the nether and we meet our blaze, our friends that are blaze, if you've been watching my Taz Play series, you'll definitely know what blaze are, because wow, we see lots of them. But a blaze rod will cook 12 items or 120 seconds. And then if you make a bucket, you can cook, a bucket of lava will cook 100 items or for 1,000 seconds. So just using that math, if we have 6 items here, if we use a piece of charcoal or coal, it is designed to cook 8, or it will efficiently cook 8, which means we waste, so to speak, 2 units of cooking energy. So a little more intelligent would be probably to throw in 4 wooden planks, because each of these do 1.5. So if we go 1.5 and 1.5, that's 3. 1.5, 1.5, that's 3. So this way we're not going to be wasting any fuel. We're going to be cooking exactly what we need. So when that's done, we'll have some nice food. Now as you can see, it's night, and luckily we're in our hole here. So let's learn our next item. So our next item is, since we now have coal, or charcoal, actually we didn't find coal, is torches. Now torches, it is not a shapeless item, because you can't put just coal somewhere and that somewhere. You actually have to have one right above the other. But it does not matter which box it's in. You can even craft it in your personal inventory crafting area, because it's only a 2 thing. So let's go ahead and place that, and let's get rid of some of this other stuff out of our hand real quick. So now we have torches. So as you can see, it's really dark in here. So what we want to do is place a torch, and look at that. Now a torch gives 13 units of light. So if we come here and we press F3, if you remember, can't see it, but right around here is the BL, the SL, and the RL. Maybe not in that order, but there you can see. So 14 at the torch, because it's at our head level. And then as we move away, there's 13, 12, 11, 10. So the rule of thumb with torches excuse me, is lighting levels lower than 7 and lower, actually, lower than 8, mobs can spawn. However, mobs cannot spawn within 23 blocks of you. So if I'm in this completely dark room, mobs aren't going to spawn with me. But if I went out there about 23 or so blocks and then came back, there's a chance mobs would be in here, you know, giving me a housewarming party or something. So anyway, as you can see, we cooked our 6 steak. We're good to go. Alright, so this is our first little hidey hole. And you'll want to place torches. It's good sometimes to have the debug screen up, because if you're digging a hole, if we watch that, we'll see our block lighting BL is at 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So if I were to go away, even though that's lit up over there, a mob can form right here. So putting a torch up there, you can see now it never goes very low at all. So just a handy little tip. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and hollow this out a little more. Let's make our Hidey hole a Hidey home. So once again, oh look, and we just found some coal. Now the recipe for torches work both with coal and with charcoal. So here we're getting coal. Extremely happy. Coal usually is one of the more abundant ores in the game and actually forms in fairly large veins. So as you can see, we actually are getting 19 coal out of this, which is really good. And then usually I'll fill it back up. Is that? No, we gotta fill this back up too. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, and then if we dig straight over, we'll have our other torch. There we go. So anyway, that's really good. We just found some coal. So right now we're just kind of wasting the night away. It's always good to have lots of blocks, and cobble will be the most common thing for you to get. I like to keep my bar as shown here. I like to have my sword, then a pickaxe. When I get a bow, it actually goes there, and then I move everything over. Let's just make these in torches real quick. So you by no means have to follow this same way, but I like to do this just for organization. I usually have my swords here, arrows will go up in here, a bow will go here, my pickaxes will be here, miscellaneous tools might be around here. I always usually have my cobble and my dirt here. Up here I have my wood, my planks, and then my sticks, my coal here, food here, torches here. When I get an iron pickaxe, I put it here usually because I want to use that to get special ores. Water bucket or other food can go here and here. An extra crafting bench and a extra stove or furnace I like to keep right there. So like I said, you don't have to do that. That's just how I do it, and then all this other area is free space, whatever. And it looks like still night. So as you can see, we have this nice big spacious area now. Let's take this down just one more so we have 3 spaces above our head. I don't like banging my head all the time. Maybe we'll find some iron too, I don't know. Alright, so let's talk about the mobs. We already saw a zombie as he came out. Oh, one other thing I wanted to point out. Remember how this was, this torch was exactly at 7? And now it's actually at 10 because we're closer to that. But going down also affects that. So if we go here, this up here is at 7 from that torch, but this down here is actually at 6 from that torch. So it's good to keep that in mind when you're building, because maybe with those 2 torches right here, let's pretend this was a 7, but now it's actually would be a 6. So you need to keep that in mind too. A lot of times, and once again I've left on my debug screen. Oh, morning. Let's go out and play. Anyway, lots of times I don't remember what I was saying. See how scatterbrained I am. So anyway, there's how you want to do your lighting. Let's turn off debug and let's eat real quick. Okay, so we were talking a little about the different types of mobs, and we were introduced to the. Oh, there's our second mob right there. Now that guy is a creeper, and they are extremely irritating because they blow up. The best way to beat up a creeper or fight a creeper is no, is to double tap W, hit him, and then back up. And do this depending on your sword. With a stone sword, I believe it's 4 times. You heard him sizzle right there. He sizzles for a few seconds and then he explodes. And in how we are right now with no armor, if we were very close to him, because we are in hard, aren't we? Nope. We are in hard. It most likely would have killed us. So now we've talked about creepers and zombies. The other thing to note is, well, actually, let's talk about it just a second. The other mob, or actually, there's a couple more still, is a skeleton, and we'll see if there's any hiding under a tree somewhere. Skeletons are ranged mobs. They actually can shoot you with their arrows from a distance. And the closer you get to them with this latest, with 1.5, they actually shoot faster. It's less powerful, but they shoot faster and can still take you down pretty quick. Oh, nope. Didn't make the jump. So we have skeletons. We also have spiders. Generally, if a spider hasn't targeted you... Oh, iron and coal. Generally, if a spider hasn't targeted you at night and it's daytime, he will become a passive mob and will not try and attack you. That will fall. We're going to grab that iron real quick. So that's iron right there. Once again, we have a little more coal, which is good. There's also Endermen, which are really tall guys that are black in color and really skinny. And if you, they're passive until you look at their faces, or if you look a little too high and they feel nervous, then they start shaking and freaking out. And then let's see, that covers. That's all the mobs in the overworld, and the overworld is the main Minecraft world. The Nether is the other world. Also in the biome window is known as Hell. Don't say that. So anyway, here we are gathering some iron, and this is good because we'll be able to use it for other recipes. And let's make sure we can get out of here. Now down there's a dark, deep dark cave. We don't want to go down there just yet. We will probably go down there eventually. Alright, so the other thing I wanted to bring up about mobs is your skeletons and your zombies actually can pick up items and use items and actually have armor and such. I don't see. I thought I heard a zombie. No. Trust me, we'll see plenty throughout the tutorial. So they can pick up items and they can spawn with items such as enchanted armor, or you might run into a skeleton that has an enchanted bow of knockback. There is a very small chance that they will drop that, but it's not guaranteed that you kill them, they drop it. Now, as far as drops go, we talked a little bit about the drops of a cow, which is meat and leather, and it's not always, it doesn't 100% give you leather, but sometimes it does. Mobs, such as your zombies, they can drop items such as iron ingots or swords or whatever they're holding or armor they're wearing. I thought I saw another creeper, but no, it's just a spot where the snow faded. Skeletons can drop bows or armors they're wearing, or they also drop bones, which you can use for bone meal, which you can use to grow things faster. They also grow, or not grow, they drop arrows for bows. Usually it's 1 or 2 if they drop it, but usually you don't get very many. Endermen, the tall guys that are black, they drop ender pearls. Creepers, like we killed over there, they drop gunpowder. Spiders can drop spider eyes and spider string. You can use spider eye for food along with zombie flesh. Did I say zombies drop flesh? Rotten flesh? You can use both those as food. A spider eye will poison you for 4 seconds, which I believe takes down 2 hearts, but it doesn't give you a hunger effect. Rotten flesh, on the other hand, eating that will leave a hunger effect, which causes your meat pops to deteriorate faster. So usually you only want to eat the zombie meat if in dire need, because you will generate hearts while you're full, but usually by the end of the process of getting full, or the hunger effect, you lose one of those meat pops. So any damage after that once again hurts you. And then we have our passive mobs. We have chickens. They lay eggs, so you can pick up eggs. When you kill a chicken, they might drop feathers, and usually you get chicken. You get raw chicken out of them. And then pigs only drop one thing. They only drop pork. So cows are very beneficial because you use leather in a wide array of items. So let's see, that covers our mobs. Let me see. Okay, so let's continue on. So now we've survived our first night. We actually have 12 iron, which is really good. We're going to go ahead and smelt that up. Now we know 1 coal will smelt 8, but that leaves us with 4 more. So we could be really nitpicky, or we could do 2 planks, 2 sticks, and then 1 coal, because that gives us 3. That gives us 1, which is 4, and 8, which is 12. Or we could do, say, 4 planks, 1 stick, which actually gives us a little over what we wanted. We end up losing half a point of fuel. Bet you didn't know this game had so much math. We'll go ahead and do 3 planks, and we'll use our wooden pick as one of the fuel sources, because that'll do 1 complete item. So let's throw that in there. That'll give us 4, and then 1 coal, and we'll have very efficiently used our fuel. Now what we're going to make with our iron is, I usually hold off on most iron tools except for a pickaxe, because you can't mine some other ores. Oh, actually I miscalculated, didn't I? So we have 7 left. Huh. Oh well, now we're wasting a little more, but that's okay. We do have a little extra iron, or coal. Speaking of which, let's make some more torches. Now, if you didn't notice, each one of these will give you 4 torches. So this will go down to 30, that'll go to 22, and gave us 4 torches. So it's a pretty good turnaround for that. Let's do that, and let's check our. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our next 2 things. So what we're going to make is an iron pick, and if you haven't guessed, it's exactly like our wood pick and our stone pick, except we use iron for the head, and there's an iron pickaxe. The other thing we're going to make is a bucket. Buckets are extremely valuable, and it's usually the second thing I make in the game. And while it's still day, looks like it's almost night. Oh, sun's setting. We're going to run down here real quick to our water. And we're going to grab one bucket of water real quick. And run back to our shelter. Place our dirt. And what we're going to do is, let's see, right here, we're going to dig out that block and we're going to place our water. And let's see, we're going to need another pickaxe at least. Oops. Ugh. Oh, looks like our time is up again. Let's combine these pickaxes. So you can take a old tool and another old tool and actually repair it if it's the same. Like you couldn't do a wooden sword and a stone sword. But if this pickaxe were just a little used, we could combine them. I just don't like throwing them on the ground because I end up picking them back up. So this is actually just kind of destroying that one. But you can repair non-enchanted tools. You can repair enchanted, but you lose the enchant. But as you see, we got rid of the one. So what we're going to do really quick here, and once we're done with this, we're going to go ahead and call it a night, or call it an episode, I guess. We're going to place dirt there. There we go. Alright, so what we're doing here is making our little garden. And what we're going to need for that is a hoe. Now, you can make the garden without the water in the middle. However, your dirt will return to dirt really fast. If you have a water source at least 4 blocks away from your hoed dirt or your farmland, and that's farmland, simply right click. And you can see this is hydrated farmland. If we come over here, let's just plant a couple more pieces of dirt and just show you. If we do that, this is well beyond, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That one might actually be in range. 1, 2. That one, yeah, see how this one turned into regular? Now, 2 things happen. One is if it's near the water, it turns really dark like this. That's called hydrated farmland. This right here is unhydrated farmland. Jumping on farmland is a bad idea, so don't do it. It turns it back to dirt. But if we take our seeds and right click, we can plant them. And in time, they'll grow into stalks of wheat. And we'll cover that in the next episode since we're out of time. And we'll go more into depth in farms and how they work and, efficiency in farming. But anyway, once again, guys, we still have no awesome armor yet, but thank you for watching. If you like this video, as always, click the like button down below. It really helps me more than you know. Get better notice in YouTube, and I'm really kind of new still in YouTube. Not a lot of viewers or subscribers, although I'd really like to because I really love doing this, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. But anyway, if you haven't and you want, click the subscribe button. It will notify you whenever I make a new episode and post it. You will be notified. Also, if there's things that I'm doing that you think are wrong, or you want to correct me on something, or you just want to say, hey, good job, or give me other comments on what you'd like to see, what you want me to do, hey, leave a comment below. I read them and act upon them. So anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching my video. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.